Imagine discovering a device from 2,000 years ago so advanced that its complexity would not be seen again for another 14 centuries. Welcome to the Midnight Files channel. Today, we journey back to the depths of the Mediterranean to uncover the secrets of a bronze enigma, the Antikythera Mechanism, ancient Greece's computer. In the spring of 1900, a group of Greek sponge divers was forced by a storm to take shelter near the small island of Antikythera. When the weather cleared, they decided to dive in the unfamiliar waters, and at a depth of about 45 meters, they stumbled upon the wreckage of a Roman cargo ship that had been resting on the seabed for nearly 2 millennia. Amidst a treasure trove of marble statues, exquisite jewelry, and jars of wine, they recovered a corroded, calcified lump of bronze and wood that initially looked like nothing more than a rock. This unrecognizable fragment would eventually be recognized as the Antikythera Mechanism, arguably the most important archaeological discovery in the history of science and technology. For decades, it sat neglected in the National Archaeological Museum in Athens, until 1902, when archaeologist Valerius Stace noticed that the lump had split open, revealing the unmistakable outlines of gear wheels. This was a profound shock to the academic world. According to the historical narrative of the time, gear technology of this sophistication simply did not exist in the 1st century BCE. The story of the Antikythera Mechanism is a testament to the power of modern imaging technology. Because the device is extremely fragile and broken into 82 fragments, it cannot be physically dismantled. It wasn't until the 1970s, with the work of Derek de Sola Price and more recently, the Antikythera Mechanism Research Project, using high-resolution X-ray computed tomography and surface imaging, that we truly began to see inside. What these scans revealed was a breathtakingly complex analog computer. The device originally contained at least 30 interlocking bronze gears, all housed in a wooden case roughly the size of a shoebox. It was operated by a hand crank on the side, which moved the gears to track the movements of the heavens with mathematical precision. This was not a primitive tool, it was an astronomical masterpiece that could predict the positions of the Sun, the Moon, and the 5 planets known to the ancients: Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. Fact-checking the device's functions reveals its true genius. The front dial showed the Greek zodiac and the Egyptian calendar, tracking the sun's progress through the year. The back of the device featured 2 large spiral dials. One tracked the metonic cycle, a 19-year period used to synchronize the solar and lunar calendars. The other, the Saros cycle, was used to predict solar and lunar eclipses, even indicating the time of day and the direction of the shadow. Perhaps most remarkably, the mechanism accounted for the irregular orbit of the Moon, what we now call lunar anomaly, using a complex system of 2 gears, one slightly off-center, linked by a pin and a slot. This allowed the device to mimic the way the Moon appears to speed up and slow down as it travels around the Earth, a concept derived from the theories of the astronomer Hipparchus. The historical context of the Antikythera Mechanism is equally fascinating. The ship that carried it was likely traveling from the eastern Mediterranean, perhaps Rhodes or Pergamon, toward Rome around 60 to 70 BCE. Ancient texts, such as those by the Roman orator Cicero, mention spheres or planetariums built by Archimedes and Posidonius that could replicate the movements of the celestial bodies. For a long time, these accounts were dismissed as exaggerations or myths. The discovery of the Antikythera Mechanism proved that these ancient descriptions were grounded in a very real, very tangible technological reality. It suggests that the Greeks had reached a pinnacle of mechanical engineering that vanished after the fall of the Roman Empire, only to be rediscovered during the European Renaissance and the development of the mechanical clock in the 14th century. Where did this knowledge go? This is one of the greatest midnight files of history. The loss of such sophisticated gear technology represents a massive rupture in the timeline of human progress. The Antikythera Mechanism stands as a lonely survivor of a lost age of brilliance. It serves as a reminder that history is not always a straight line of improvement. Sometimes, profound knowledge is gained, perfected, and then completely forgotten for 1,000 years. As researchers continue to build digital and physical replicas of the device, we realize that the ancient Greeks weren't just philosophers and poets, they were masters of the gear, the tooth, and the mathematical algorithm. The Antikythera Mechanism remains a profound mystery, a bronze ghost from the past that continues to challenge our understanding of what the ancients were truly capable of. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.